following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
We are back. New York Mets. I'm Ralph Tycho with the Comfortably Zoned Network, and the boys are here, Robert Cole and Marty Rose. They're going to have a terrific show. I give it to you, starting with the crossing guard, Marty Rose.
Good evening, everyone. How are you, Robert?
Doing good, Marty. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Visiting with my daughter and granddaughter, so having just a swell time.
Good.
So we've got the Rockies this weekend, and I think we should start talking about Mr. Cano at second base. I understand that he was out in the field testing out his leg today, and he wasn't quite able to have much range. He did not get to some ground balls that he should have gotten to. And even though they did not put him back on the IL, he is not in the lineup tonight. And we have McNeil at second and Dominic Smith in left. So I don't know if this is something that's just day-to-day or they're going to have to stick him back on the IL.
Yeah, and that really doesn't make sense to me. Put him on the IL. Right now you got a dead spot in the dugout. You have one less player, to maneuver with. The way the bullpens are now, you only have at most four players, position players in the dugout now anyway. So now you're down to three, and then you figure in the spare catcher, so now you're down to two. So, there isn't a whole lot of maneuvering room. Callaway has enough trouble as it is when he has a full bench.
Right. Yeah, I just don't understand why, even when he's in the lineup, why is he batting third? He's been doing nothing all year. At least, move him down in the lineup. What do they have? What does this guy have on them? I don't. He's not what he used to be, and don't they see that? I mean, the fans see it. It just makes no sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't, and I think it's one of those deals where, they don't want to break his pride, I guess you might say. Some players are very thin-skinned that way.
Yeah.
And they're probably afraid, they drop him down 7th or 8th, he starts sulking, and makes things worse. So, they try to keep him in third, hopefully, start hitting again. If Conforto can get hot and stay continuous batting behind Cano, Cano may get some more pitches. I don't understand the reason having Alonso batting 2 and then Cano batting behind him. Cano isn't giving Alonso any protection, the way he's hitting. And, so guys are going to go after Alonso or walk Alonso to get after Cano. So, that just doesn't make any sense.
He's got Dom Smith batting cleanup tonight.
He's
been hitting well, though.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. What is it, McNeil? Who's batting second?
Alonso, yeah.
See, I've never liked that. I know some of the teams have started doing that last year, putting the power guy. I know Keith Hernandez doesn't like it. He keeps saying Alonso is your prototypical cleanup batter. Right. That's where he should be hitting, and I agree with that.
Well, it's just your analytics guys. Oh, he's going to get maybe one more at bat a game, possibly.
Yep.
Several more at bats a week, whatever it is. Anyway, he's got Conforto hitting third tonight. How do you feel about Conforto? As a whole, I'm a little bit down on him. I don't think he's worth what they're paying him. I think he got a huge raise this year. He hits at the occasional home run, but he doesn't seem to be more than a 250 hitter to me. And I don't think he's that great in the field either. I just don't see it.
No, well, not for what they expected, not what we fans expected for sure. We were expecting quite a bit more out of him. He's adequate. Let's put it that way. He's an adequate outfielder. He has some pop, but he'd be better off batting fifth or sixth, or even seventh, in my opinion. Rather than what they've been trying to do, batting him third or fourth. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But they're kind of scratching and clawing, trying to put a lineup together. I always liked Rosario at leadoff. That's when he came into his own last year. McNeil batting second. McNeil's a magician with the bat. You have the fast guy, Rosario, leading off. You have the guy that can handle the bat batting second. You have to find a third batter, and then you have, Alonso batting fourth. But that's old school, and they don't do it that way anymore.
Yeah, they got Rosario hitting down, I think, seventh tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Lagares is back out there. I guess, did you see that catch Lagares made the other day?
Yes.
So it was a great catch up against the wall. You know what? Yep. Nobody else on that team makes that catch. Maybe Gomez in his prime, I don't think anymore. Nimmo doesn't make that. Conforto doesn't get close to it. I think we may be seeing more of Lagares if he does get the occasional hit. He had a nice hit, I think it was yesterday afternoon.
He had a couple of hits yesterday.
Yeah. Defensively, you got to have him out there. I don't know what they do when Nimmo comes back.
Well, my concern is if Nimmo comes back that they're going to get rid of Gomez. And I think Gomez, although he's not hitting tremendously, he just brings something to the team. He gets the team up. It's a lot more, exciting team in the dugout. You see them all getting excited in the dugout, and that was missing before. So
True.
I hate to see him leave. Somehow, some way, I'd rather see Cano put on the 60 day and keep Gomez. But. Okay. And then, and then getting back to Mickey Callaway, did you see and hear that he went on Mike Francesa's show, and he asked Mike Francesa, on air, whether he should allow Pete Alonso to be in the home run derby or not?
I read that today. I didn't hear it myself. I don't listen to that show, but I did read that today.
Yeah, somebody put it on Facebook.
That is
somebody
funny.
Put it on Facebook, and I listened to it.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting though. The thought is interesting, but the way I feel about that, these guys, everybody up is swinging for the fences now. So what's the difference? It's not going to throw off their swing. Everybody's swinging for the fences. So if it's in a game or it's for fun, although I think they're getting prize money now. Maybe that's why Alonso wants to get into it. I heard he wants to give money to charity, which is very nice, considering he's not making big money yet. So.
But, I think what a lot of people think about is, a couple of years ago when Judge was in the home run derby, and he had I don't know, something like 40 home runs by the All-Star game, and then he wasn't the same afterwards.
Right, yeah.
A lot of people, blaming it on that. So, who knows? I mean, if he wants to be in it, I say let him be in it. That should be his choice.
Yeah. So now that we're less than 2 months away from the trading deadline, what's your thoughts about Mr. Weaver? What do you
Wheeler?
do? Yeah, Wheeler. I'm sorry.
Wheeler.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
You got to listen to offers, I guess, right?
You got to listen to offers for him, and you got to listen to offers for Syndergaard too. Actually,
well, I don't know.
think Syndergaard.
He's got another couple of years, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Before
and
free
that's why
agency?
you would get more for him.
Oh, you would.
Than
But
you would for
you got to
Wheeler,
replace him in the rotation. I mean, how many guys can you replace in the rotation? Vargas is gone after this year. His contract is up.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They have that guy. They have that guy Kay that they just brought up to AAA.
Oh, they finally promoted him. Good. I didn't see that. That's good. That's good.
So hopefully we'll see him by the end of the year. I mean, we'll definitely see him if they trade somebody. And we'll just have to see. It's a very incohesive team right now. There's no continuity. 2 weeks ago, the last time we had a show, and the two of us were talking, they were just coming off that debacle, in Miami, losing the series in Miami, and then they didn't do anything about getting rid of Callaway. We just recently came off again, over the weekend, losing 3 out of 4 to Arizona, or 2 out of 3 to Arizona, 3 out of 4 to the Dodgers, and we're almost right back to where we were 2 weeks ago. And now they win a couple of games against the Giants, and everybody's getting excited again. And they get up
Giants
to 5.
Are bad.
Yeah, the Giants are garbage, but nevertheless, those are the teams you have to beat. But you're still 2 games on the 500, I think. So.
Yeah.
Well, you go on a.
Yeah, I'm very disenchanted with Syndergaard. I don't know if he keeps pitching like this. He's not going to have a lot of value out there. I mean, something happened to him. I don't know what. I don't know if he's just not. He's losing the movement on his fastball. He's not throwing enough fastballs. He's trying to get people with off-speed stuff. I don't know. I like to see him shake off Ramos once in a while.
Well, I think he's trying to throw too many fastballs. I think he's trying to throw too hard. He's so enamored, with lighting up the gun. That seems to be his thing right now. The broadcasters all talk about, well, Noah Syndergaard has, more triple-digit pitches than, this guy and that guy. Maybe pitch to contact a little more.
Well, he's been doing that, unfortunately for him. His ERA is like, was it close to 5? I think. Not very good. But I have to say, what do you think about what Vargas is doing lately? I mean, earlier in the season, the guy couldn't get past the 5th inning, and now the last 2 outings, it goes into the 7th inning, and then he pitches a complete game shutout. I mean, I'm shocked. Really shocked.
I was shocked. I was shocked the other night watching the game. I kept waiting for the bottom to fall out, and he just kept on going.
Yeah, and I see one of the writers posted the fact that since 2014, Kershaw leads the majors with 14 complete game shutouts, and Vargas is second with 8.
Yeah, I saw that, and it made me, made my mouth fall open,
Right? I guess you can manipulate, these statistics any way you want to, but still, it's amazing to me.
Oh yeah. And see where he is slotted now. They have they had him following Syndergaard, and they have him pitching before Wheeler, and that's really where he should be. You have Syndergaard throwing close to 100, then you have Vargas throwing barely 90, and then you have Wheeler throwing in the high 90s.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
And that really was the idea of bringing him in last year. They have all these triple-digit fastball guys, and so you throw Vargas in there, and that should get everybody off their game. And last year it didn't happen. Well, I guess the second half of the year it did. But the last 4 or 5 starts, it has. It's been doing what it's supposed to be doing. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got Jake tonight. I don't know what to make of him this year.
Now, is Ramos catching him tonight?
Yeah. Well, because Nito caught yesterday afternoon.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes with Ramos tonight. But I mean, still, at this point, to have only 3 wins, it's almost
he's
like
right
last
where he was last year.
Yeah, but last year he was under 2 ERA, and this year he's in the mid 3s. So it's a lot different. A lot different.
But all the guys that were in the Cy Young running, Blake Snell of the Rays has had his problems. He got knocked out the other night by Detroit in, I think, the 4th or 5th inning. Gave up 6 runs.
Scherzer's not doing it well.
Right,
yeah, Scherzer's not doing as well either.
No. So it's kind of strange this year, the way that's going.
Year to year, that's true. So I don't know. The bullpen is still a huge question mark, and hopefully Lugo can pick it up. I know he was hurt for a little while. His first game back wasn't that good, but we need Lugo. I mean, he's the one guy that they count on a lot in the late innings. Everybody else seems to be terrible.
He pitched a good inning yesterday.
Oh, okay. I mean, Gazelman's been overworked. I don't know if that's the problem with him, but he hasn't been good. And Familia, I don't know what his problem is, although he did pitch a 1-2-3 inning yesterday. And you just can't count on these other guys at all. But I don't know if it's not the Mets bullpen. I guess once you get past 2 or 3 guys, all bullpens are like that. It's just the starter's got to go longer. That's where it's at.
Well,
all this pitch count nonsense is killing them.
Yeah, I mean, how often can the bullpen realistically pitch 4 innings every game? And that's pretty much what all the bullpens are being asked to do now. You get 5 innings out of the starter, and all of a sudden, you go into the bullpen.
Yeah, they have to push the pitch count up. They got to let them go 120 just to stay out of the bullpen. I mean, I don't see why they can't do it. As long as they're in the game and they're doing halfway decent. Although I guess, you go to statistics and they're looking at, well, how does this guy do the 3rd time through the lineup? How does he do the 4th time through the lineup? So there's a lot. I know there's a lot involved, but seeing as how the bullpen's so bad, I think they got to push him a little further.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, your best guy.
Yeah. I mean, Jake DeGrom was upset the other day when Callaway took him out. Syndergaard was upset the other night when he took him out. And then the following night, he leaves Vargas in to pitch a complete game. And he let Wheeler go quite a ways yesterday. Wheeler was with the hunt.
Yeah. Well, I think something happened there with that Syndergaard game. Didn't he make a public apology for taking Syndergaard out too early? So, maybe after that he's having some second thoughts about taking guys out early or letting them go. Maybe they had a meeting of the minds, so to speak.
Well, Callaway made an interesting comment after that game when he said, I should have gone with my gut, but I didn't.
Yep.
So does that mean he went by the book that the analytics guy said, take him out after, this particular point?
Maybe so.
That's a problem.
The book said it, or somebody told him. Right. Yeah, maybe he just went by the book instead of his gut. Sometimes you just got to go with the feeling.
Yeah.
You really do. So, all right.
Hopefully we get a good game from DeGrom tonight.
Yeah.
We have, then it's what, Mats tomorrow?
Should be Mets. Yeah. Mets.
Syndergaard again.
Right. So.
And we have we had one trip through the rotation where all 5 guys have pitched well? I don't think so this year, have we?
Probably not. No, no. I think we'd remember it if we did. It would be mind-boggling. Something we wouldn't forget. But no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, well,
Can always hope.
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe Vargas started it off the other night. You got Vargas. You had Wheeler. Now, if DeGrom and Mats and
maybe
so.
Maybe
so. Get something started. Yep.
Yeah. Let's just hope, but we don't see too much of Daniel Murphy circling the bases this weekend. Could do without that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's with them. Is he back playing? Because I know he was injured for
he's back. Yeah, he's back. He had a walk-off hit a couple of days ago. I saw that on MLB. So yeah, he's back. We'll be seeing him. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Jake's got to drill him in the ass the first time he comes up.
That'll be something.
That's not happening anymore.
I remember you. Yeah. Welcome back, Murph.
Yep.
All right, Robert. I think that'll do it.
Okay.
I think we got covered it for tonight. So we'll see you next week, everybody, hopefully, and have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye now.
Okay.